Hello, in this lecture, I try to clarify the ANOVA. And here, I like to introduce ANOVA. Okay, so you know what is ANOVA? What is the goal of it? The ANOVA is nothing but the analysis of variance. The ultimate goal of ANOVA is to actually compare the means of at least three conditions in a particular experiment. Okay, so this is with an example. I try to clarify what is the one-way ANOVA and what is the two-way ANOVA. Now look at this example. Look here, there is a statistical test, and in that test, there are 15 boys and 15 girls participated. Okay, and their marks obtained in that particular statistical test is here. This is the data. Now their age also given, and age of the participants are like this: 16 years, 17 years, and 18 years. 18 years old are students are there. And so in this example, with the help of this example, I try to clarify the one-way ANOVA and two-way ANOVA. In my another lecture, you can find in detail the one-way ANOVA and in detail the two-way ANOVA. But in this lecture, I just like to introduce you the ANOVA. Okay, so here you look if there is a one-way ANOVA, if you are considering the one-way ANOVA, the ultimate goal of this one-way ANOVA is to compare the means of at least three conditions. Suppose, look, there are A's, and I am dividing, and I am dividing in this way that these, suppose these 16, I am copying it, copy, and I am just a moment, and paste. Okay, I'm copying and paste here, and again I am copying for 17 years and copy and paste. Okay, again I am copying the 18 years data, the marks obtained by the students whose age are 8. Okay, so now I am deleting this column. So look at this very carefully. So what remains? What remains? Suppose this is group A, and this is group A, and this is group B, and this is group B. This is group B, and this is group C. Okay, this is group C. Okay, so now you have three conditions. Clear? And using these three conditions, you are going to compare the means of these three groups with the help of one-way ANOVA. And there are some steps, and here are the steps, and you can find it here. Look, if one way or two way, whatever with the process. So there are 5 steps. The first step, you have to clarify the hypothesis. You have to identify the hypothesis, and then the degrees of freedom. And degrees of freedom, it may be degrees of freedom between, degrees of freedom within, and degrees of freedom total. And in step 3, you have to find out the mean, grand mean, and sum of square total, sum of square within, and sum of square between. And in the fourth step, you have to find out the variance between and variance within. And in the final step, you have in the step 5, you have to find out the F statistic, that is the ratio between variance between and variance within. And this is your calculated F statistic. And on the basis of the degrees of freedom between and within, you have to find out the table value of F statistic. And comparing these two values, you have to take your decision whether your null hypothesis is accepted or not. And null hypothesis is the mean of this group, mean of suppose mu1, mu2, and mu2 all are equal. An alternative hypothesis, at least there are difference, one difference. Okay, so this is the one way ANOVA. Clear? Now the two-way ANOVA. Two-way ANOVA. So how it can be made into two-way ANOVA? Look, here you have to consider the A. If you have considered here A's, on the basis of A's, you have divided the groups. And now you have to consider the gender also. You have to consider the gender also. So how it can be possible? It can be possible by boys, and suppose this is look, this is the boys. So marks obtained. This is the boys. Paste. Now this is the girls. Marks obtained. Okay, copy, and now I am pasting here. Okay, just a moment. I am pasting here. Paste. Okay, so this is the marks obtained. Copy here and paste. Clear? Now in this way we are going to divide, and so sum, this it can be explained in that way, that sum of square considering gender. Okay, sum of square, I am writing here, sum of square, sum of square, sum of square considering considering gender. Okay, sum of square considering the gender, and sum of square considering the age, considering the age. This is the group I have mentioned earlier. Again, I am writing this. So marks obtained considering the age, not considering the gender. Okay, here first, and this is 17 years old students obtained mark. Okay, first here, and last one is the 18-year-olds. Okay, so this is the marks obtained. Just a moment. Okay. test. Here we are not considering the Z. Okay, is we are considering the is. We are considering the is. Okay, we are considering the is. We are considering the. So it is 17 years old students, 18 years old students, and 19-year-old students. No, 16 years. Okay. 16 years old students, 17 years old students obtained mark, and 18 years old students obtained mark. Okay. So this is the sum of square considering the a. Okay. Sum of square considering a. Clear? So now look here. Look in this way. Here, from this, you have to find out the mean. Okay, as I have mentioned here, these steps also you should follow. You should identify the hypothesis, then the degrees of freedom, and then you have to find out the mean, sum of square total, sum of square within, sum of square between, because these are required for finding out the F statistic. And these steps you have to follow in two-way ANOVA, but it is a complex method, and we have to divide this. This is one factor. When you are considering the gender, this is one factor, and this is the age. You are considering age, so it is the second factor. Second factor. So first factor, when you are considering the gender, it is the first factor. Gender is the first factor. On the basis we have divided this obtained mark, and when you are considering the age, we have divided the obtained marks into three groups, three conditions. Okay, so from this, as one way ANOVA, you have to find out the sum of square of this number. At first, you have to find out the mean of this. Okay, you have to find out the mean of this column and this column and this column. You have to find out the mean. I am finding out the mean equal to average is also called the mean. So average. So I am copying it, lifting, and this is the mean. This is the mean. Okay, mean, and in the same way, the mean, the mean. Okay, so this is the mean for the students whose age uh, 70 and 18 age students obtain marks mean is equal to average. Okay, look, average, and this is 30. So you have to find out the mean, and you know the formula by using which we have to find out the sum of square. Okay, so the mean is required in mean is required there, and so to find out the sum of square, you have to use the mean. So in this way, you have to calculate the mean, and now also you have to find out the mean, the grand mean, okay? The total mean, the mean. Okay, if you consider this all numbers, and there is suppose this, and you have to find out the mean of this equal to, just a moment, average is the mean, so you have to find out this also. You have to find out this also, and this is the mean of total sample, mean of total sample, the mean of total sample. So in this way, you have find out the mean. Now, you have to find out the mean of this. You have to find out also the mean considering the gender mean. Okay, so mean is here equal to average, and you have to find out the mean, and this is the mean, and mean of the marks obtained by the girls, average. Okay, so selecting these numbers, and this is the mean of the marks obtained by the girls. So in this way, you have to find out the mean. Now 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 look at this. So mean and grand mean, and this is the grand mean. Okay. So now look here, the degrees of freedom, mean, grand mean, and SST, and sum of square, total sum of square, and within, and sum of square between. And here the variance between and variance within, you have to find out. So variance means the mean square. Okay, mean sum of square. When it is mean sum of square is calculated, the variance, dividing the variance between by the variance within, you have if statistic, and in this way, the considering the if the calculated f statistics and the obtain and the table value f statistic, and you conclude whether the null hypothesis is accepted or not. So this is the understanding of the or you can say the one-way ANOVA and two-way ANOVA, and this is all about the ANOVA. Okay, thank you for enjoying this lecture.